We got a trio tier list, we got a solo tier list, because some characters are better in trios and some characters are better in solo. But before I rank the characters, I do want to show off my builds for the characters. I'm not one of those guys that abuses the stone sword key method, which pretty much makes every character an S tier character, let's be honest. But I will show off my builds just to show off what I do with the character, and you guys can understand why I put them where I put them. First, we got Wilder. I usually play Wilder solo, which is why I have this build, but even in trios, it's still such a nasty build. I got the Dark Knight of the Baron, which is just critical hits all over. I got this, which is honestly broken as hell. You know, you get your art activation, spreads fire on the floor. You get strength and dexterity. You get more of your art from critting. And on top of that, you get stamina recovery speed. Guardian, I got the Witch's Brooch. Of course, this is such a nasty, nasty relic for him. You have to use it. Then I got this one. Improves guard counters, your ultimate art gauge +2, and then creates a whirlwind when charging caliber attacks. Increase skill duration, and then his cooldown for his skill. Really nice. I do use Grand Burning Scene, you know, more runes for you and your team, a stone sword key at the start, and a rune discount at the shop while on the expedition. I don't know why I'm using this relic. And then this is also very good. Improve bow attack. Your starting armament deals holy damage. Good if the boss doesn't have holy resistance. Dusting counterattacks is broken as shit. Touches. I of course use the relic from beating Fissure in the Fog. Very good relic. Then I get starting armament inflicts blood loss. And then I get this one, which improves your dex, your intelligence, and gives you skill attack power. Insane artifact. I think you understand what I'm going for here. This rated build is kind of weird, but it gets the job done. You know, you get endurance +2 from this one. Improve crystalline sorcery. Amazing. Damage taken while in character skill improves attack power and stamina. That one is so amazing. Then of course, the critical hit one. You know, if you play Raider a lot, he staggers everything. Strength +3 and damage taken in character skill improves attack power and stamina again. Touches. Again, I use Grand Burning Scene. Just more ruins. I need her at a high level because his stats aren't the best. Then I got this one. Such a good artifact because I like playing her as a support. Also, just improving your max HP is just nice. If you don't have this on your Revenant, you're kind of throwing. I'm going to be honest with you. If you beat the Sentient Pest, increase max FP, FP restoration upon successive attacks, and max FP when you open the Sorcerer's Ride. This Recluse build is honestly disgusting. Suffer blood loss and increase attack upon art. Amazing. Your art gives you max HP. Amazing. Intelligence +3. Amazing. Collecting affinity residues activates Terra Magica. And then magic attack power up. And then this one's good as well. Max FP with 3 staves equipped. Max FP permanently increasing after Sorcerer's Rise. And then magic attack power up. I could change this for Dark Knight of the Wise, but I haven't played Recluse since I got on this relic, so I'll leave it on. That's the last build I used on Recluse. Executor, I got the Golden Sprout. Roaring restores HP while art is active. HP recovery from successful guarding. And slowly restore HP for self and allies when HP is low. This is an insane artifact for him. The Roaring restores HP while art is active. Dexterity and Arcane. I like this one because starting armament inflicts frost. You just double swing, you know, bleed and frost. Same thing as Duchess because his scaling in Arcane is insane. I'll start with Trio. Like I said, I know I can just technically abuse Stone Sword keys and do what most people do now, the meta you could say it is, and just instantly put everyone in A and S tier. No thanks. I'm gonna rank them how I have my characters built, and that's all. First, I'm gonna say right away in Trios, there's no character in D tier. And there's no character in C tier. I'm being fully honest with you. Trios is a great mode. But in B tier, I got 2 characters. I got Revenant and I got Executor. I'll start with Executor. Now, I'm not going to sit here and shit on the character. He's amazing. S scaling in Dexterity, S scaling in Arcane. That's insane. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. There's 2 real reasons why I got this character in B tier. And the first, I do not like his passive at all. He needs someone, an enemy, to apply a status ailment on you. That I don't like. And that's one of the 2 reasons why this character is in B tier. The second reason, in Trios specifically, you can barely get off the character skill because of how annoying the boss is and how much he switches targets. But I'm not going to sit here and shit on the character. This character is insane. I want to start with his ultimate. Now, his ultimate is very good, especially in Trios. Now, I don't have anyone to demonstrate with me to res. Let's say I take a bunch of damage from this dude, right? Now, I'm just going to pop my ulti. And then once you finish your ulti, you're back at full HP. One of the nicest things, it's so easy to res teammates, especially with this roar right here. This roar can give some nice AoE res, and because you have the relics, you can on top of that heal up your own character. Now when it comes to his skill, his parry, what he's known for, people think you're supposed to stand here and just wait for the boss to hit you. Well, that's not really how it works. What you can do is wait for him to attack and press triangle L2 at the exact same time. That's a good way to defend yourself with Executor. And then, of course, you know, him with one of those. People don't know you could do that. People think you have to stand there with the weapon like this the whole time. But like I said, the character's passive is pretty bad. And honestly should be a little changed. I think it should be where if I apply something on you, you know, frost, bleed, whatever, I think I should get the attack buff just off that. I don't think it should be me getting hit with the status move. No, I think it should be just anybody, really. This will make it way stronger. And of course, maybe don't make a stack because that would be a little bit too overpowered. Now, my favorite part about Executor is his weapon options. They are insane. How many times I've been able to find frozen Naga Kibas, lightning Naga Kibas, and then just like mix it up with my Executor Blade is insane. Honestly, one of the best weapon pools in the game. But again, I have to keep him in the B tier just because that passive is not good. On to my next character is Revenant. B tier as well. I think she is just a B tier character. Now, people do have her as the worst Nightfarer, and I do understand that. I honestly do think she's up there for the worst Nightfarer, simply because of her FP problem. I love Revenant. I love playing her. An amazing character again, but she has a big issues. One of her big issues is Recluse being in the game and scaling with S off Faith. So she could technically output the same damage as Revenant. However, she can get her FP back when Revenant cannot. Now, they have brought out a ton of relics that can help Revenant, which is so clutch. But it's not the only problem she has. Another problem she has is his character skill. I'll go over that in a second. Passive ability is really good actually, however has no use in the boss fight at all. So pretty much you can use it throughout the whole run and it can help you through the whole 40-minute run. But once you get to that boss fight, gone. Completely useless. The passive is gone. I was talking about Executor's passive being bad, but the Night Lord, Fissure in the Fog, Sentient Pest, Gaping Jaw can re-spit out poison to you. There's a lot of characters who can activate that tenacity. Revan, on the other hand, cannot use it. Her character skill is the problem with it right now. It is a strong ability. You know, you could get Helen, Frederick, or Sebastian, but they're too weak, specifically in that boss fight. Revenant's really good throughout the whole run, but the boss fight is where she struggles. And then her ultimate's amazing. I'm gonna be honest with you. Her ultimate is so fucking strong. If I'm being honest with you, I think she might have one of, if not the best ultimate in the entire game. Her ultimate makes everyone immortal for a little bit and will res your teammates. On top of that, I can make your summons immortal too. Her ultimate's disgusting. Her stats are a big problem. D and HP is very low, but it's okay because you want to play it a little bit further. You don't want to be in there. A and FP is just as good as Recluse, and D and Stamina is slightly worse than Recluse. Luckily for this character, she has a C Dexterity, C Strength, B Arcane, B Intelligence, and that amazing S Faith. However, her number one stat, which is Faith, requires FP usage, and there's no way to get FP back. Where the hell are you going, Helen? Helen! The enemy's right here. You're hitting standstill and Helen. Helen, there's an enemy right here on us. Okay, I'll just summon Sebastian. Dude, can you not summon there? You get your guy Frederick out, you know. See the enemy there. You hold the L1, and you can pretty much spam it, and she does insane damage. This is her best spell because of how little FP it takes, right? But of course, there's some that take a lot more FP than others. For example, if you're versing Dark Drift Knight, you're going to want this lightning spell. And it does insane damage, but like I said, but look at the FP it's going to take up if I hold it down. It will end up catching up to you, because the bosses have fuck ton of HP, and she has no way to get her FP back. I said it before, I wish that if your summon hits them, you should get some FP back. Now like I said, her ulti is like one of the best in the game. This ulti reses teammates as well. It is so broken. Of course it's gone now. It is the strongest ulti in the game, and if you have that Ghost Flame thing on it, you can explode a fuck ton, do a shit ton of damage. She just needs something to get her FP back. That's it. That is it. Like I said, the only thing that's a problem with her FP, she just needs a way to get FP back. I think when your summons do damage, any summon by the way, like summons you make by killing people, or summons you just summon with your, you know, skill. Oh, and if summons need a little bit more HP, that's the buff she needs to be a really good character. Go from B tier to way higher up. Next, we got A tier. I think there's 2, maybe 3 characters in A tier. I want to put Raider in A tier. I'll start with him first. First of all, let's just say that he has the best Remembrance skin by such a far long shot. Fighters Resolve. Taking damage boost your skill, and you cannot be knocked down while using it. You retaliate. You have 2 retaliations. 1 if you have Fighters Resolve active. 1 if you don't. I'll show them in a second. And then Totem Stella. Totem Stella is a good ult, but can fuck you up a little bit in runs. I've had it fuck me up a lot where it just stays and the buff is stuck in the ulti and you don't know what to do. You're just sitting there waiting. Good because it can be very good for rezzing because it can knock your teammates up. Good because it can stagger the boss. It's scaling only character to scale in S tier with strength, A in HP, A in stamina, S in strength. Let's just show off his skill real quick. So this is his normal skill. He just punches like that. Now you can see in the bottom that my skill looks a little bit different than before. And then you do this. Yeah, that's just really good. This is good. Can F you up a little bit because the boss gets stuck inside, the buff gets stuck inside, you get stuck inside. Very nice at staggering the enemy too. That's one of the clutchest parts. Now, when it comes to problem, it's simple as hell. His stamina is such an issue, especially at lower levels. If you can hit like level 15 with this guy, you'll see real strength. But at low levels, like I have my stuff at level 15, but let's say you're like level 5 and you're early in your run and you just hit him with one of these. And then hit him with the R1 and hit him with another R1. Your stamina's gone. Alright? And specifically, at level 5, you might fight like a Stone Sword Key, you're not going to be doing that much damage. I'm using Circle to run. Let's be honest. We all run with R3, right? You got to learn how to not run with R3 because when you run with R3 and do the charge attack, look at my stamina now. We all know how big of an issue the stamina is with this guy. It's worth it because the damage you do is insane. He has some insane weapons. Like this round Grey Axe, for example. I fucking love this round Grey Axe. When you get it and it has Scarlet Round like poison on it, oh my god. Now let's say you're running like 2 big weapons as well. And then like you do this. Like look at my stamina. It's half of it was depleted at level 5. Next, we'll talk about Guardian. A great character in trios. HP S, Stamina A, B tier in Strength, C and 3 other things, D in Intelligence, who cares about Intelligence. Honestly, some really good stats. This is when he becomes really good. His abilities are insane. Steel Guard is fucking amazing. If you know how to use Steel Guard properly, which I'm going to show. Whirlwind, if you have the relic that I have that allows it to last longer, amazing. His art, amazing. His abilities are really good. His ulti isn't as good as Revenant's, but it can res you if you have all 3 bars. Only Guardian and Revenant can do that. But why do I think this character is in A tier and not S if I'm just complimenting him? Well, at level 15, I'll show you how much damage he does. I know, it's a common weapon. You won't be running a common weapon the whole time. I know. This skin is so sick. You're not there for damage. You know, you're going to be playing with an Iodine when you're with this guy. An Executor, a Recluse. Literally any other character. You're not running 2 Guardians, right? Let's just talk nicely about him. That right there. Look at this. Look at this. So, when you're blocking normally, you do this, right? You know, you're just blocking normally. You can move around with this blocking, which is amazing. But, let's say you just press circle and you're holding the block. Look how my character's stance changed. Or B if you're on Xbox. This right here makes him overpowered. Now, my stamina is draining while this is happening. So you cannot just sit here and spam this, by the way. As you can see, a portion of damage is being reflected when you get close. That's what one of my relics does. That right there makes him insane. Because that can stagger, by the way. If you didn't know, this can stagger. I've had it stagger for me multiple times. Now, it's not easy to stagger with just this. But of course, you can be hitting the boss at the same time. You know, you're blocking. God, don't fucking miss. Just stop missing. You know, you're blocking, you're hitting at the same time. And then you're kind of backing up. Of course, Whirlwind, such a good ability, especially when you have it lasting like this long. Look at that, look at that. It's like grouping him up. And then his ulti, insane ulti. I'm going to be honest with you, really good. I have seen someone get Ian out with this ulti on TikTok. That came out really wrong. I have seen someone get eaten while using this ult on TikTok. I think he got Ian by the gaping jaw. But ulti, really nasty. Does damage, reses fully. And now I've done a good amount of runs with Guardian, and somehow I still haven't found any of these 2 items, man, while I'm doing the run with Guardian. If it's just me, but when I play Guardian, I cannot find the shield that's not common the entire run. But when I'm not playing Guardian, oh, all the shields just want to pop up. His damage is too low, and then this. This is what I don't like. You can't block every attack. This dodge is so bad. It is so bad. Now, of course, this character is still strong. Amazing. Like, just simple little stuff. He's not a character that needs a buff or a nerf because he does his role well. Duchess is a character I kind of have going between A and S tier, but I think I'm going to leave the rest of these 4 in S tier. Duchess, Ionai, Recluse, Wilder. Like, these 4 characters are insane. Now, I'm not putting it in order from left to right. I got to make sure I mention that. Let's start with Duchess. C in HP, B in FP, D in Stamina, D in Strength, B in Faith, B in Dexterity, C in Arcane, and A in Intelligence. Her stats are weird. I wish the A in Intelligence was instead A in Dexterity, B in Intelligence, but it is how it is. She prefers daggers. That's why I like running my build with the Bleed and the Frost. This is what makes her broken. All 3 of these fucking abilities are insane. Let's start with their amazing passive. You spam dodge, alright? You spam dodge. Dodge twice instead of once. A character skill lets the enemy relive what just happened. This doesn't just mean you, by the way. It can mean teammates. So if you don't know how to play Duchess, you understand now why I run Bleed and Frost. With that character skill and the relic I have that buffs the character skill, I pretty much spam Frost, Bleed. If the boss gets staggered, I let him relive that. Now, ultimate makes you and teammates invisible. If you don't hit the boss will literally just stand there. But if you do hit the boss, he'll start swinging and knowing where you are. Amazing ulti to res. And pretty much, you know, you put Frost on him, you put Bleed. Put Frost on him, you make him relive that. Takes a little bit of damage. Bleed on him, make him relive that. You can't see the damage, but you did see the bleed. Now I'll go with the passive. Dodge, dodge. Dodge, dodge. Dodge, dodge. It is so insane. There's been tons of attacks where I live this. And I swear I feel like sometimes I stop playing Duchess because if I get too used to this double dodge, I'll suck at every other character. And of course the ulti. He's just gonna sit there and do nothing. See? Doesn't know where I am. I've had the most success just running her dagger one-handed and just swiping and then popping the skill. It has been so useful, especially when I'm playing with like an executor or something. Next, Recluse. In my opinion, I think she has the highest damage in the game, or can have the highest damage in the game depending on your spells and stuff. Amazing, amazing stats. D in HP, A in FP, C in stamina. And then the only important ones here, S in faith and S in intelligence. The other ones really don't matter too much. She is fucking insane. I'm gonna be honest with you, she is so fucking insane. Literally has no preference of weapons. Like, that's how insane she is. She has an insane passive, an insane skill, and one of the best ultis in the game. I mean, legit is probably, her ulti might actually be the best in the game. I'm thinking about it. Now, really quick, I'm going to show off her passive. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing off everything. The way her passive works, there's 3 elements. The first one is magic. There's that little blue circle around the character. That allows for a skill to be used. Magic cocktail. You know, triangle L2. I just got some FP back. At the bottom of my screen, you see it. Right? Then lightning is the second part of the element. Boom. Claim that. I got my FP back. I look in the bottom of the screen. The lightning and the magic buff. And then fire. The third one of the element. We claim it. Boom. Now, we got a FP back for using those spells. On top of that, if you look in the bottom of our screen, can you fuck off? If you look in the bottom of our screen, you see that little bubble. That's a magic cocktail. Now, this is a good magic cocktail because I got the 3 elements. You won't always get the 3 elements. It does look something like this if you get all 3 though. And this shit's insane, by the way. Right? Like, that shit's insane. There's so many combos. There's like 11. You know, I could claim magic and then boom. Pop it. Does a little bit of extra damage. You know, boom, another little bit of damage. Let's see, look at it fly. Boom, another little bit of damage. Insane passive, insane skill. But I think her ulti is the best, and I'm about to show you why. Now, I know this is very situational. Let's say you pop the ultimate, right? And then you have Renala's Full Moon. You see how much FP it just took to use that ultimate? I just got it all back, plus a little bit more. I got the ulti on, Comet Azure. And you just sit there, and you just get your FP back. And I just did 2,500 damage. 3,700 damage. The ulti's still on him, as you can see. That shit is broken. That's not just for you, by the way. Your teammates also get the buff. And of course, I know these are technically like 2 of her best spells, but I just want to show it off, you know? I just want to show off her ulti. This character's damage output is so fucking insane, especially if the boss doesn't target you. And there's so many buffs you could get with this character midway through the run. Like, there's so many buffs you could use, and on top of that, she can use every incantation because she skills S in Faith. But like I said, there's a lot of combos with this magic cocktail. As you can see, I got 2 fire and 1 lightning, and I could use it. Boom. You know, you could get magic and 2 lightning and just pop a simple little sword like that. It is insane. Of course, there's times where your teammates can be using, like, let's say a fire weapon and you're using a magic weapon, and that could F you over. It sucks that it happens. Next, we got Wilder. In my opinion, he has the best stats in the game. A HP, CFP, B stamina, A strength, B dexterity, C and the rest. I mean, that shit is insane. I'm gonna be honest with you. It is insane. This shit's so nice. This shit right here is so nice. Sixth Sense is one of the nastiest, if not the best passive ability in the game. Legit, live death 1 time. Grab attacks are a little different. Living death is just so broken. Legit, there's times where bosses can do like half, if not way more than half HP. Character skill, Claw Shot, just a nice movement ability, but can be used for offense. And then ultimate, amazing. Let's show off his ultimate first, of course. Obviously, ultimate, I feel like it's just like beautiful. As you can see, his ultimate staggered him. That's why I play the crit build. I just love it so much, in solo specifically. Okay, well, you can't show the passive in here, because you can't die. But pretty much, if I'm like, let's say this low, for example, and he hits, my character will just dodge backwards. The grappling hook, you can use it to movement around. Make sure you jump after 2. Or you can use it on an enemy, bring them closer to you. Really good for shield enemies as well. His weapons go on for a while. You know, any of these insane fucking strength weapons, like any of these legendary strength weapons, any of these legendary strength weapons, even ones like Troll Knight Sword, who cares? His weapon pool is so deep. It is insane. There's one character I think who is better, and that's I. He is, in my opinion, the best character in the game. He is so fucking broken. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say nerf the guy, but goddamn, buff everyone else. You know what I mean? Like, his stats don't look as good as Wilder's. You know, C, HP, FP, B stamina, C strength, A dexterity, which is really good, B arcane, and then D in the other 2. His passive. You and your whole team get better stuff. The character skill marking is so broken. It counts as a dodge, 1. 2, if you keep damaging the weak point, you extend the duration, you do more damage overall to the boss, and then when that weak point pops, you stagger the boss. It's so broken how good he is. And then his ultimate is a big bow that shoots across the map. Like, when I say his ultimate shoots across the map, I mean it. I don't know how I could show this, but I'm hiding behind the tree. When I pop my ulti right there, it hit that dude all the way there. But what I count as broken is if you look, that right there counts as a dodge. And then on top of that, this is insane. That's just insane. As you can see, I popped the little marker on it. As you can see, I'm shooting the marker. Popped it, staggered. I'll show you something else too that makes it even more insane. I did 67 damage. I did 73 damage. And it's very easy to stagger enemies with this. You know, you hit your little marker on them. Take a step back. Pop this. I know it's a small enemy, but I'm just showing you. How many times have you been saved by this? This cooldown is insane too, by the way. That's how I feel about trios. Let's go on to solo. In solo, I will say no character belongs in D tier. I will start off by saying that I don't think any character belongs in D tier. But there's one character who belongs in C tier. And if I ever have to play Guardian against the Nameless King again, I'm gonna fight somebody. Oh my god. He sucks in solo. He's so bad in solo. Just him not having enough damage. Him having to block instead of dodge because his dodge is so shit. It's so bad. He's awful in solos. He is awful. Like legit bad. No other character is bad in solos, but he is bad. But I don't think he's D tier bad because the blocking can stagger pretty good. That's it. That's all I gotta say. But if I ever have to fight a Nameless King, there's been 2 times where I've had to fight that fucking Nameless King. But no, when I'm playing Wilder, no Nameless King comes out. B tier. Again, only one character, Revenant. She's the only character I think is in B tier. Good, but will struggle against the boss fight. That's it. Her summons are too weak against the boss fight. A tier. I'm gonna go over this. A tier has Executor and Recluse. Recluse can't get off any big spell in solo. She just can't. Her HP is slightly too low as well, but she can still put in fucking work. Alright? You can put in so much work into the enemy, actually. Some fights you don't want to play her, in my opinion. Like, for example, against Gaping Jaw, you kind of want to stay away from her in solo completely. Like I said, she is insane. Executor, way better in solo than he is trio, in my opinion. In solo, you could do so much with that counter. A good Executor can always look amazing. But in solo, you could do so much with them guard counters, with the ulti to heal yourself, and do damage. Don't forget that ulti could do some good damage too. And the passive, it should not just be if you get hit with the status effect. It should be everyone in the game. And then S tier, I, Wilder, Raider, Duchess. That's how I feel. Duchess's dodging ability is fucking insane. Her ulti is kind of useless in solos, but dodges make up for it. I don't care. Raider staggers 650 times in one run. It is so broken. And he has like legit no issues in solo, by the way. I truly think that Raider has no problems in solo. Wilder, I mean, just honestly the perfect character. And then I, the perfect character again. Like, I feel like I don't have to do much explaining with I and Wilder. I think they're the 2 best characters in the game, undisputed. The other one's a little bit different. I do think you could drop Duchess down 1. I don't think Guardian even goes up. I could straight up make another tier for Guardian. I swear, he's so bad solo. Now, if you did skip to the end, just understand that this is not in order from left to right. And understand that Guardian is so shit in solo. I swear to God, just give him a slight damage buff. Just a little bit, man. But that's pretty much it. I explained why I put everyone there, specifically in the trio tier list. Solo, understandable why everyone is where they are. I do think the balancing in this game is pretty good. Even though you can tell the difference between, you know, Wilder and Guardian in solo. But I do think the balancing in this game is really good. I think every character does feel unique. Every character feels good. After a lot of hours, after a lot of sessions, after a lot of runs, I feel like this is the final tier list. I have cleared all the remembrances. I have showed my builds in the beginning. This right here is what I think is a tier list. Like I said, buff Revenant. Please, if my summons hit somebody, give me a little bit of FP. That's all I want. That's all I want. Every other character got it good. No matter what happens, I and Wilder are the 2 best. You want to win a run? Go play I and Wilder. Maybe 2 Eyes and a Wilder. You'll win every run. And if you disagree, you know, leave it in the comments. Leave why. Again, no Stone Sword. I'm not going over that Stone Sword key method. I know it's overpowered. It makes Guardian look like he's Wilder. I know how good it is. I know I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. Take care.